Welcome to the Farm Service Truck Tour for 2024 season. So first, let's start off that every farm and every operation is different. So when we set up our service truck, of course, what did I do? I went on YouTube and looked at hundreds of videos on how everybody else was setting up their truck. Now, I didn't find anything that worked exactly like we needed because everybody's different. But when we went to set up our truck, we had to do a couple of things that were specific to us. We had to be able to haul pallets, so I couldn't have the whole bed taken up with tools. We had to be able to haul with a gooseneck trailer because we still have horses and cattle and equipment trailers. So, you know, there were some limitations that got put on us. But I wanted to dive into what our service truck is going to look like for the 2024 season. We worked on it a good bit this winter, trying to come up with a plan that worked. And if you stick with me to the end of the video, I've got 5 tools that we use on our truck and we carry with us all the time that are really helpful to us, and I haven't seen them on any other local service truck. So we deal with the typicals. We have a John Deere mechanic that comes out, we have a Case, we have AGCO, we have a couple of independent guys that come out here from time to time, and I haven't seen any of these tools on their trucks, but I find them really helpful in our operation. So let's get into it. So let's start out with this truck. This is a 2011 F450 that we've got a C&M aluminum flatbed with some of the under cabinets. And here's the way we have ours set up. The types of things we have to do, we're a hay operation, so we bale about 850 acres every year. So we have things that we have to do. We have to unplug balers, we have to haul equipment all over the place, we have tractor breakdowns, we have to deliver fuel, we have to blow, if you've ever run any of the 6 Series John Deere, you have to blow those pre-screeners and the radiators out almost every day to keep them running because they'll overheat on you, even with a brand new tractor. We had those things to deal with. So this is the way we set our truck up. We'll start down on the bottom cabinets. So in the bottom cabinet, down here, I put things to, I put our straps, I put our air compressor attachments just because they don't really fit anywhere else. So anything that I need to haul or strap loads down, I try to keep down here. Moving on here to the back cabinet. So in here in this back cabinet, I keep all of our fluids, whether it's brake cleaner, parts cleaner. I carry an extra thing of some Rotella 1540. This truck has a small air conditioning leak, so I carry some leak. I carry electronics cleaner, starting fluid, lubricants like PB Blaster and WD-40. When you come around to the other side, this is pretty simple. We carry this bottom cabinet back here. We carry our jumper cables, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then this is recovery, big straps, jacks, anything that we need like that, we keep in this cabinet down here. So when we come back, we'll get up top here in this truck. And this will be a pretty short video. I mean, this is not a revolutionary service truck, but it works for our needs. So we have 2 Montezuma boxes. These are I think these are 24 inches. If I had it to do over, I could already tell, and I've had these boxes for years, which is why they're on here. If I had it to do over, I would have the 36-inch boxes, just because you can store so much more. I have one on this old service truck that's we're going to redo it for next year. But so we carry all the major tools, all the sockets from 1/4 inch all the way through 1 5/16. Usually have multiples of each one, especially when you get down into the real popular sizes, 5/8, 9/16, 1/2 inch. Have 3 and 4 wrenches in each size. Multiple sockets from stubby. Then we have stubby socket wrenches all the way through, 1/2 inch drives. We carry some. These are just adjustable wrenches, but they have these are alignment tools, so we can get when we're trying to get holes aligned for getting pins hooked up and things like that. We carry a couple of Milwaukee impact guns. Carry an air impact gun as a backup if we don't have any power. A little portable die grinder in there. I love this stuff. This Joe's all-purpose hand cleaner. This stuff is probably the best we've found. We're covered in hydraulic fluid. This stuff takes it off really good. So I always have a jug or 2 of that in the toolbox. Up top, we have a Puma 30-gallon air compressor with a Honda engine, 175 PSI. And I know we probably should have a regulator on it, but we don't. Most of the time, what we're doing is simply airing tires, high-volume tires like tractor tires, or we're blowing radiators out or cleaning stuff out. So if I need a regulator, we've got a little inline regulator that I can stick on there if we need to be down at 90 PSI or something specific like that. We left some space back between the air compressor and the headache rack on the bed, so that if we had to replace the belt, it'd be real easy to take this off. There's room to do it. Other Montezuma box. Carry. Now, I don't keep this one as packed. I've got pry bars and big crescent wrenches, the smaller impact wrenches, another impact gun. All of our metric wrenches are in this side, and then all of our smaller impacts are over here. I try to keep this one pretty empty because a lot of the time when I go get parts, I want a place to stick parts in the back of the truck when I'm on my way to the field. So a lot of times I can fit bearings or filters or stuff like this, just set them in there, and I don't have to worry about, you know, if I've got the truck full, if we've got guys in the back of the truck or whatever. Fuel pump is pretty standard. It's only a 40-gallon tank. I know that I'd like to have a bigger tank. I know I want to put 100 or 125 because 50 gallons just doesn't get us very far. Most of our tractors will take, you know, easily take 100, sometimes 125. Up in the fuel box, we store some chains and some binders and stuff like that. Now, this fuel tank we have on here, and it's just strapped down, and that's one of the concessions we had to make. In years past, I had this tank permanently mounted on this truck, but we had to be able to haul a gooseneck trailer, and we had to be able to haul pallets and things like that. So what we came up with was just basically a wood frame that this tank is bolted to, and then we strap it down so we can take it on and off with just a set of forks real quick. Again, not an ideal solution, but it does get through most of our problems. The other thing is we have a gas-powered welder on a similar frame setup that we can stick our Lincoln welder up here or our Miller Bobcat and stick it up here. I ran basically 1-gauge wire from the battery back here to the air compressor for the starter instead of having to maintain its own battery. So I cheat and we'll hook our fuel pump to those wires when we're pumping, because we don't pump every day or we don't pump for hours and hours. It's just a quick hit. So I'll hook the wires up to those jumper cables, and then we load fuel and then unhook. So they're just some alligator clips on the end of some cable there. We have a backup camera installed. That camera is just a switch on one of the Ford. There's those 4 on this model. There's 4 upfitter switches, and we have that camera wired to one of those switches. So you just flip that switch, and that camera shows your gooseneck ball when we're backing into gooseneck trailer. So that's pretty handy. One of the updates we made to the truck was we didn't like the brightness of the headlights on the stock Ford, the 2011s. These Ford, the headlights were so dim, I could have stood out there with a flashlight and been brighter. We updated to LED lights on the front of this, so now it's as bright as even the new Fords. I'm going to show you 5 tools that we use on our service truck that I haven't seen on any of the other local service trucks. So number 1, and again, these are in no particular order, but number 1 on the tools that we have on our truck that I don't see in anybody else's service truck it's a 2-inch strap. No big deal. Millions of these, right? We took them apart. We've got a leather sewing machine. We used to do our own saddle. We still do our own saddle repair and stuff like that. So we have a sewing machine that can sew this stuff and do a really nice job. So what we did was we took it apart and sewed a strap to the ratchet. So this ratchet comes around, and if you get all the way to the end, you get all the way down to the end of this strap, this ratchet will strap to itself. So you create just a big loop, at which point you can tighten stuff in. And we find this really helpful in alignment things where we're trying to do stuff, or certain load situations where we just have an unruly load that we can strap around something and actually strap it tight to itself. So it's pretty handy. So that's number 1 on our list. We made this tool, but it is super, super handy. Number 2 on our list, again, no specific order, jumper cables. Well, you think, well, they're just jumper cables. But what we did was we put a quick connector on our jumper cable, And then we ran a quick connector from the battery of our truck to a jack here, and we just keep a little dust shield on it. And when we have to jump a tractor or jump a truck, just pull up. You don't have to get the hood up. You don't have to do anything. You hook up and you just plug it in. Very quick and easy. I don't see this on a lot of service trucks around here. Everybody just carries regular jumper cables, but this saves us a lot of time because I can pull right up to a tractor, jump out, grab the cables, and get it hooked up and going quickly. So number 3 on our list is called a trailer aid. This is a cool little thing, cool little device here. You put it under a trailer tire, and if you've got tandem axles, and then if you were to pull that trailer forward, it jacks the back wheel off the ground, so you don't need to get under there and jack it up. You literally throw that little ramp of a thing down, pull forward, it pulls that back tire, the other tire off the ground, take it off, put a fresh one on, and then back up, and you're unhooked and ready to go. We keep one of those in the truck, and we keep one in just about all of our trailers that have tandem or triple axles, because again, you can just roll forward. You don't have to get out and get jacks under there and worry about jack stands and all of that. You literally just pull forward, roll your tires, unhook your tire, put a new, take it off, put a new tire on, and you're back on the road. Number 4 in the list of things that we carry on our truck that we don't see in a lot of other trucks. In fact, I haven't seen this on any other truck, and that is one of these Milton 5-in-1s. So it does 2 things that we really like about it. Is, if you're like us, over the years we have built air tools and hoses, and we've just gone to the hardware store and gotten whatever fitting we could find, whether it's an A, an M, doesn't matter. With this fitting, it holds most of the major fitting styles. So just let it click, boom. Different style fitting. Completely different fitting style. Click. Easy. So the other thing that we really like about this tool, and the reason we have it on all of our air fittings throughout the shop, is when you put your tool together, so you go to insert your tool end to your fitting, you're not under pressure. At no point is there air pressure there, even if you're holding 175 PSI like our service truck. It's just simple click. Now when you take this red sleeve here, push it forward, now you're under pressure. Now you've got pressure, and when you get ready to disconnect, pull that red sleeve, click, it releases all the pressure, and then boom. You don't have air hoses whipping around. These things will get you. But we love those 2 functions. First, multiple fitting styles, and being able to release the pressure before you disconnect the air hose. And while I've got this air hose out, I'll show you, this is another one. I see some guys that have this, but we have duals on a lot of our trucks. And one of the things that we find out is one simple chuck style doesn't work on everything. Sometimes you need different style chucks. Well, what we did was we built our regulator, and here we put a whip on it. So unhook it, and we can go from this lock-on chuck style to a dual head chuck style, literally just by clicking, and we only have to carry the one main head there. And finally, number 5, the tool that we keep on our truck that I haven't seen a lot of guys use is a wrench by a company called Pipe Vise. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. They make some really cool stuff. In fact, I'd like to they have a piece for assembling gas pipe, which would also work really well for hydraulic pipe in the field, or hydraulic hose in the field. I got this one as a gift. It's a little tiny, it's a pipe wrench. See if I can show it to you here. So when you go to grab hold of a piece, you literally, it opens up, and then it works like a pipe wrench, except there's no adjustments to it. It's all on a spring. I don't know if you can see how that works. And I liked it so much, you know what I did? I bought a bigger one. I bought the same size head, but a longer handle. Now we use these all the time when you get out working on an old piece of equipment, and you've got stripped out hydraulic fittings, and the corners are all rounded off of them. Boom, you grab this and I grab both of these, or sometimes even an adjustable won't grab hold of them, but these almost always grab hold of them. And I liked them so much that I went and I bought the Big Mac Daddy. So Pipe Vise, if you're watching this, really like this set of tools, really like these wrenches. Man, they're just handier than a pocket on a shirt. So that's pretty much it for the walkthrough of how we set our service truck up for the 2024 season. If you like this video, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.